And what must be clear is that impunity has fueled all this, and crimes of this nature and of this scale simply cannot go unpunished. It is appalling that it took nearly 2 years of egregious war crimes, crimes against humanity, a declaration of famine and growing consensus on genocide in Gaza for the EU Commission to just propose some measures. Of course, generally the Commission makes proposals when it feels that member states would approve them, and there was growing momentum for that. But now with a very fragile ceasefire in place, those who never wanted the measures to be adopted are pushing for the proposal to be shelved. We have argued that dropping the stick now would make no sense from whichever point of view one looks at it. The Commission has proposed two main measures: the suspension of the trade pillar of the association agreement and targeted sanctions against ministers Ben-Gvir and Smotrich. The suspension of the agreement is based on a review that found Israel in breach of the agreement not only for its conduct in Gaza, but throughout the occupied territory. And ceasefire or not, those abuses persist. The siege of Gaza, the unlawful occupation, apartheid, torture of Palestinians, the expansion of settlements, all that goes on, and Israel cannot be compliant with the human rights clause and commit apartheid. It's either or. As to Ben-Gvir and Smotrich, besides the horrendous abuses that they advocate and pursue, they are also likely spoilers of the ceasefire and of any two-state solution that the EU says would like to pursue. So dropping those measures now would absolutely make no sense. It's been an endless list of atrocities, also in breach of 3 binding rulings of the ICJ in the genocide case brought by South Africa. And these atrocities have led to the ICC issuing arrest warrants against Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu and former Defense Minister Gallant. As said, the situation remains fragile. Abuses continue both in Gaza and in the West Bank. And what must be clear is that impunity has fueled all this, and crimes of this nature and of this scale simply cannot go unpunished. Accountability takes many forms. It's not only about facing justice in a court of law, which should happen, but it's also about imposing a cost for serious breaches of international law. And Israel has so far paid none. We have been calling for an arms embargo, for the enforcement of all ICC arrest warrants, for targeted sanctions against Israeli ministers, officials and settlers responsible for past and ongoing abuses, for the suspension of the trade pillar of the association agreement, and of course for a full ban of settlement trade, which prescinds any ceasefire and is due in order to comply with international law as laid out in a landmark ICJ ruling last year. Unfortunately, with a few notable exceptions by individual member states, the EU has done none of the above, lacking necessary majorities to adopt those measures within the Council. We hope that will change, but for now at least it's important that those measures remain on the table, and that was the message after last week's meetings of the EU governments.